Lawmakers are taking this Russia threat seriously, and they're proposing ways to protect the 2018 midterms. Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi has been asking senators how they'll keep votes secure. Good evening, Jason.
Good evening, Lauren. U.S. officials say the threat of interference is real. This past weekend, the Secretary of Homeland Security warned state election officials that Russia is trying to use social media to create division among Americans. Now a couple of bipartisan bills to prevent interference gain steam. What does Congress need to do now to protect the midterm election?
Good question.
111 days before Americans go to the polls, and senators from both parties say the country must be on guard.
I mean, we cannot take for granted that the Russians are going to take a time out, for this election. I think they're going to be after us again, and not just the Russians. It could be other sources.
The Senate Majority Leader is issuing a stern warning to Russia and threatening new sanctions.
There's a possibility that we may well take up legislation related to this. In the meantime, I think the Russians need to know that there are a lot of us who fully understand what happened in 2016, and it really better not happen again in 2018.
Another GOP leader says sanctions are needed as Russia ratchets up attacks.
And what this ought to be is a warning shot that causes Congress and the country to get prepared, because they're going to keep escalating their efforts until they can affect the outcome of the election.
And America's top intelligence chiefs agree. They told the Senate in February the threat from Russia is real.
Yes or no, do you agree with Director Pompeo that we haven't seen a significant decrease in the Russian activity, and we have every expectation, I think Director Koch, you've already alluded to this, that they'll try to continue to intervene in our elections in 2018 and 2020.
I agree with Director Pompeo.
This is not going to change or stop.
Yes, it is not going to change, nor is it going to stop.
I agree with Director Pompeo.
Democratic leader Chuck Schumer urges the Senate to take up more legislation to boost security for U.S. elections. Every single House seat and a third in the Senate this fall are up for grabs. Lauren?
The president sparked a firestorm during a joint press conference with Vladimir Putin, as we have been talking about, saying that he denied meddling in the election. What is the latest on that part of the controversy?
The Senate is calling Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to testify. There's still a lot of questions about what happened before and then exactly during President Trump's 2-hour private meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi. Thank you, Jason.